Okay, I'm going to make a video on opening up this game and cleaning the contacts. Upon looking at these contacts, they look dirty. They also look like they may be degraded. I do have the cartridge slightly loosened. I wanted to make sure it actually would come apart before starting this. Need to clean it too. So I'm going to use this bit. You get these bits on eBay. There's a bigger one. And this one right here, it's long. It's for a Nomad. You can also, it's the same type. You can use this for Super Nintendo, but for Super Nintendo, different, this would open up a Sega Genesis cartridge. Some of them have the security bit. Some of them have a Phillips head screw. This one I actually bought for the Nomad, but it's too wide. It's too fat. You gotta force this in. It's really heavy duty. Has a lot of weight to it, opposed to this one. But this one's thinner with the same bit. So this just didn't work out for me for the Nomad, so I used this again for Super Nintendo, stuff like that. There's another bit that comes in this. This was a kit I bought, and then the bits are inside here. So I'm going to loosen these up real quick. Now, since I got it loose, I can just that. I tested this game and it worked. I tested it on a Super Nintendo that I repaired, and it didn't work very well. So I was very surprised. So you can see where it's a little cleaned here, but dirty up there. Also up here. So the way I do this, you can get a graphite pen. They work very well. That's what I've been recommended by people in the industry. Me, I've been using MIRLON. You can get this online. I've never seen it in Home Depot, but I believe they carry this. This is for using, let's say, when you're going to sand the car down after you primered it, and it just makes it smooth so you can paint it again. Different applications for this. This is used by jewelers. Can't say exactly what they do with this, but I have a jeweler in the family that uses this on jewelry, so this does something to it. And that's how I actually learned about this stuff. It has to be the fine MIRLON too. When a jeweler that deals with very expensive jewelry tells you that you can use this stuff because of what they're using it for and what it's used in that business with setters, then I believe it. And I've been using this stuff for so long that I've never had a problem with it. You just can't sit here and overdo it. I'm not applying a lot of pressure. If you're going to sit here with anything and apply pressure, that much pressure, then you can ruin something. These are pretty versatile. How many times somebody has to put this in and out of a system? If this was weak, it would never hold up to all that. So I'm cleaning this, and you can see how much different it's coming. And again, I'm not killing this. It's gentle. And do you see that's that side? And then that's that side. And we'll do this side. This is how I get my Nintendo games to work in Nintendos that don't read games. 99% of my Nintendo games will work in a Nintendo that doesn't read games, that has a beat pin connector. You gotta get on the edges too. Sit around the edge. Make sure you get the edge. You don't want to be up in here. You want to be over here at the edge. Fold this in half. Cut a small block out. I am, say, overdoing it a little bit. It would have been cleaned already, but I just want to make sure it's spotless. This is a game I'm going to put on eBay after I test it, clean it up. Video Gamer Darryl. See how nice that is? So what you do after that is you get your 91% alcohol. Then get a rag, paper towel. I prefer a rag because paper towels tend to break up, fall apart, and then you don't want the paper towel getting stuck up in, on one of these little pins for circuits. So then get your alcohol. And I'm not doing good with the alcohol right now. You want to clean this. You want to clean it. See that residue? You want to make sure you get that off. It's important. This will get all on the pins of the system. Nice and clean. You can't beat that. I do this to Neo Geo games. I've been doing this to Nintendo games, Super Nintendo, Genesis, Game Boy games, Neo Geo Pocket. Any cartridge-based game that I can open up and clean. Even Atari games. If you can get in there, you take this MIRLON stuff, put it on the end of one of those wide popsicle sticks that they use for the doctors, or a ruler. You can wrap this around. You can wrap this around with a rubber band. You can get up inside an Atari cartridge if you can push up the insides, the plastic that's on the spring, and get to these. And those Atari games work great after I do that. Any cartridge-based game that you can open up, you can get real nice and clean like that, and they work. Of course, some games do get chip rot and stuff, so they won't work anymore. But that's my process. Thank you for viewing.